Hello, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Elite Alliance podcast. Here we'll delve into issues related to marketing and then PR. My name is Rhoda Tumabwating and I'm your host. Today we'll delve into a special issue, which is the morality and legality relating to marketing and PR. I have with me here my panelists. We'll be delving into this issue soon. Stay with us.
As a business and a brand, we try to connect with our target audiences. But how do you make those connections? How do you get people to notice you? And how do you get your message heard? That's where a PR agency steps in. A team of communication and PR specialists can help work out a communication strategy and messaging based on your markets, key events, and tailored to your needs. A network of specialists are now available to you. Copywriters and content creators help create the content your business needs, which is then distributed through a vast variety of relevant channels. They help you reach out to industry influencers, key online and offline media, important trade events, and industry experts and engineers. Reaching out and creating attention for your brand and business on an international scale, and generating real visibility to your brand and business. Duo Media, your
Thanks for staying with us. On my right, we have.
My name is Irene Beidu and I work at the Ministry of Communication, the PR office.
Thank you. My name is Ruben.
I work with Ghanaian Times, a journalist.
Andrew's Miraculous Aplaga. I'm an administrator.
Sorry, Joshua.
I'm Hannah Darko, a brand and marketing consultant.
I am Mavis Kwanza. I work with Ghana News Agency. I'm a reporter.
And I am Ruth Menka. I work with Alliance Professional, the Department of Public Affairs.
Our discussion today is, it is a fallacy to assume that everything that is legal is also morally correct. It is equally problematic to presume that everything you consider to be ethical must therefore be legal. Law and morality are related, but they are certainly not the same thing. Let's examine this in the view of PR and marketing. Can we assume that everything that is legally correct should also be morally correct? I have professionals here with me. So first of all, let's define the key terms in the question, which are laws and morals. Let's start with Ruben. Ruben, what do you think laws and morals are?
All right, so laws are, let's say, the head of an organization can be termed as a law.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I think laws are.
What he said, we can also say that law sets the framework from which PR organizations should go about their activities. So it tells PR organizations how to do their work, how to relate with their public.
With what she said about the laws governing an organization, for a PR practitioner or a marketing firm to, come up with something, he or she has to, look into what he's supposed to do and what he's not supposed to do. Because there are certain rules that governs an organization's operations. So if you want to start, something, you have to go back into it, look into it, as to whether what I'm about to do, is it accepted by the law? Is it okay for me to actually do it, or I'd have to look at the other way around? So I think that's what the law is about.
Okay, with the law too, they guide the activities that employers go through in their works. So with the law, for instance, you can see that it serves as a framework, a particular guideline through which people are supposed to abide by in their dealings in their organization.
Then you come in.
Let's go to morals. Morals. Yeah. So what do you think
Okay,
morals
so
are?
what I think morals are actually beliefs and then principles about what is right and wrong, and then they are actually shaped by our personal values in the sense that I may decide that okay, I would be transparent with whatever I do. I have to be truthful at all times. So those are morals moral values actually. So if I have to do something, I have to consider that I accept that before I come up with something, I have to be truthful, I have to be transparent. I need not to conceal something, or I need not to actually lie about something. So what I know about morals, that's it.
So moral values or morality can also come from personal or religious values, like as you mentioned, from personal values. So there are some religious values that are considered as moral values, such as like let's give an example. There are some religious values that are considered as moral values. That's how people stand on base to do their professional work in their line of work as well.
Okay, so moral values are principles and rules which guide one's personal behavior. And when I talk about moral personal values, I mean how the person behaves, what guides you in your organization, society, and wherever you find yourself.
Every organization has its standard they operate within. So assuming I'm an organization, I work in an organization, before I come up with any the organization, and also be in interest of what my public. So me talking about the personal values shaping our way of doing things. An organization can decide that in every operation of mine, I first of all have to be transparent. I have to be truthful, just so I can win the trust and then the loyalty of customers and then the potential customers out there. So that's what.
Okay, from all of your definitions of morals, it means that people's they are different. Like it distinguishes from other people's own. So what I may term as right, you may not term that as right. Okay, right. Back to our discussion for the day. So it says that it is equally problematic to presume that everything you consider to be ethical must therefore be legal. Law and morality, are related, but they are certainly not the same. So let's examine this in the view of PR marketing. So it says that law and morality are not the same. What do you think?
I think it talks about your personal values, what you hold. So I would give an example like respect, how you see people, how you relate to people. So that's what your moral values are. And then example, defending yourself. So maybe for instance someone attacks you, then the only way to defend yourself is to kill the person. And your moral values talks against killing as a Christian. So with this, I would ask, would you kill the person, or you would find different means to defend yourself?
Okay. So, if I'm getting you right, you mean that then legally you are right? Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
Legally, it can be termed as self-defense.
Yes, self-defense.
Okay. All right.
But morally, it's against your belief.
Okay. So who else?
Let's say with a PR firm, you have your principles guiding you, saying that you should be transparent, not fully transparent, right? There are certain sensitive issues about the organizations that you need to conceal.
Yeah.
Good. But not to let it out to the public, right? So to you feel that is morally right in your organization. Yeah. You don't expect that it should be legally accepted. That's okay. Because, I have the value that I have to be transparent, but I should conceal some parts of, my organization's operation. Do you understand? Cool. So you might think that you want it to be legally accepted, that organizations can be transparent, but not fully.
Okay.
So do you understand? You don't assume, say, they accept it, say, okay, now every organization, be transparent in some dealings of yours, but don't be transparent in some dealings of yours. That's where they are not the same comes in. Do you understand? Okay. So I believe that I have to conceal this. I have to let this out. Then I'm at the same time also believing that it should be legally right in the sense that, okay, if you are then doing something, don't come out plainly with your dealings to your public. Conceal some. And then I don't know if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Okay. So who else?
Okay, so the law is there to govern us, right?
Yeah.
And your moral, when you're growing up, your morals tells you, or your parents tells you to be transparent and truthful. So as a PR personnel or professional, when you find yourself in an organization and you are out there to talk for your organization, I think you have to be truthful to the people. And you have to be transparent, talking about whatever your organization wants you to talk about. So if the law is there to govern you to be doing the right thing, your morals too is there to teach you how to be transparent to your people. So I think it's the same. Like, it's there to govern you, and this one is there to make sure that you do the right thing, right?
Okay.
I don't know if I'm
So he has an interesting point.
All right.
Morality transcends the compliance with the law. So as PR and marketing professionals, what might be good, or we might not always, we shouldn't always align with the law, but we must also involve our, like, the ethical standards. That's our beliefs and the values, and that has the fairness and the trustworthiness and all that. So the fact that something is legal does not mean it is morally right. Yeah.
That's true. They are the same, because legal rights expect us to do good things, and then moral values also expect us to do good things. So taking it from a legal perspective, let's say it tells us not to take someone's property without the person's permission, and then our moral values also tells us not to steal or something. So I feel they are some way somehow the same. There's no difference between them, because it tells us to do right things, and then it tells us not to do the wrong things.
So that because people have different moral values, and if everybody's supposed to involve their moral values in their professional work, we will have different points of views on how things should be done in an organization, and that will bring about conflicts, bring about ethical dilemmas, will bring about unprofessionalism and all of that. So legal laws or legality is there to check moral values. Yes, so that is what I think as well.
Okay, I also think that with the consequences of being either legal or unethical makes the two different, because we established in our earlier discussion that legal standards are set by the government and then the higher organizations to check, whereas the morals are within an organization. So for instance, if a PR practitioner is, let's say their morals governing the organization is to come to work early, being punctual, being honest, being truthful. If a PR practitioner is not truthful in their dealings within the organization, they can be either punished or face the consequences within the organization that they are, which is the smaller unit. But if that same PR practitioner is being unlawful, which is illegal, then the consequences that he or she will face is from the higher institution. So let's say he or she can face consequences from the courts, the high courts, from a higher institution, compared to being unethical when it comes down to the organization or the company. So
from all you have said, some are saying they are not the same, some are also saying they are the same. So how do you think in a PR and marketing firm you can balance law and then moral in order to make strategic decisions and also run campaigns and then like to appeal to your consumers as well? How do you think you can balance both?
I'm saying that how to balance morality and then the morality with law in an organization. Assuming you've come up with a product, you want to advertise a product. Every organization, basically comes up with a product to sell and then make profits at the end of the day. Good. So you've come up with a product. Let's use cigarettes as an example. That it's also a lucrative idea that that will sell, will give you a profit. But at the end of the day, your laws are saying that you can advertise that product, even though you know that in some instances the product has side effects. It could affect people at the end of the day. But the law is saying that you can go ahead and advertise or sell that product to your public. And to you, they said in an organization, organizational value could be that you first of all have to put your public first, their safety, and then their health first. Whenever you are having your dealing, okay, you still need to sell your products to make money. You have come out with a product, you have to sell. Morally, you know that when you sell this product out there, it will affect the health of your public, right? Law is not preventing you from selling it, even though it has side effects on your So here you are thinking of, should I go ahead to market or to come up with a product and then sell to? They are giving you a caution stating that why you take this thing to my, at the end of the day it causes lung and then behind all that. So if your public would want to purchase the product, they know that you are being truthful to them. Do you understand? At the end of the day, you are also making your profit. You are selling your product to make profit. Now, so you are also putting their health into consideration by, first of all, going ahead to tell them that when you take in, you have a problem with it. So taking it in, it's to your own detriment. You have decided to take it in and all that. Do you understand? So you've weighed the two, and you know that legally it's acceptable. Morally, it is wrong, but you have found ways to actually, so you are selling to make your product and to make your profit. So.
We have in our midst a new panelist here, so let's move on to the case study. I have a case study here. MTN Ghana, a leading telecommunication company, launched a marketing campaign to promote its mobile money services, targeting both urban and rural populations across the country. The legal perspective is the advertising campaign adhered to Ghana's regulatory framework governing the telecommunications and financial services, ensuring compliance with laws related to consumer protection, data privacy, and advertising standards set by the National Communication Authority and the Bank of Ghana. Moral perspective of the case. MTN Ghana's advertising campaign aimed to educate and empower consumers by promoting the benefits of mobile money services such as financial inclusion, convenience, and security. The campaign aligned with the moral principles of transparency, honesty, and social responsibility by providing accurate information and addressing the needs of undiverse communities. The PR and marketing impacts of the campaign. The MTN mobile money advertising campaign received positive feedback from consumers and stakeholders, contributing to increased awareness and adoption of mobile money services in Ghana. The campaign's ethical messaging and legal compliance enhanced MTN's reputation as a trust. So pertaining to this case study that I just read with MTN Ghana, see, it has, so first of all, they gave the background, they gave the legal perspective, and then the moral perspective too, and also gave the PR and then the marketing impact of what they did. So with this, I want to throw a question to you guys. What do you guys think? Like, what are your views on this particular case study?
Okay, so looking at the case study with the MTN that we just our host just read to us, you can see that MTN did well in blending both the moral and then the law together. Because when you look at the case study, they clearly stated the moral principles or the morals that they went through in executing the advertisements, and they also spoke about the legal that they went through. And when you look at the impact with the PR and marketing practitioner, you realize that since they were able to blend the moral and then the ethics, the moral and the legal together, the campaign was successful. So in this case, you can say that PR, moral and legal are not the same thing. However, when we are able to blend these two in the execution of our campaign, in communicating with our public, it will be successful. In that way, we are not only thinking about what to do to promote our businesses, but we are also thinking about our audience. And with that, I also think it helps enhance the reputation of the organization.
All right, so talking about, so speaking about reputation for a company, an organization, a PR firm, can we look at some of the importance of reputation?
My name is Esther Japoma. I'm a student. In adding up to what she said, blending moral and law it helps build trust among the stakeholders, the publics, and the customers. Example as the MTN, it helps them build a trust between the customers and their stakeholders.
Okay, so I think when MTN in the legal bits they introduced data privacy when they were running the campaign, it helped them build some form of trust between their customers, because their customers realized that they were putting their data privacy to consideration, protecting their private information, because they were dealing with MTN mobile money, such as, because when you type your PIN into your phone, obviously MTN has everybody's PIN in their data program, but they protect that from the public. That's how come you don't know somebody's PIN, but that's when data privacy is included in the legal perspective for MTN. So I also think that's build trust in building their reputation and credibility with their publics and customers, because now the public see them as a credible source to protect their information. So yes.
So I think this highlights the importance of considering moral law when in an organization's operation. Because in the sense that let's say an organization might be caught up between these two, and then the organization will not decide that, no, let me forgo my moral values and then stick to what's the name, the legal. Yes. So if you're able to find yourself to blend the two together, at the end of the day you're able to deliver well, and then it establishes a trust between the organization and then the
I think that's where the balancing comes in, balancing both the legal and the moral aspects. So I think that's it.
As we conclude today's episode, we all understand that it's only right to balance moral and then law when dealing in any sort of organization or a firm. I mean, especially with regards to PR and then marketing. So, thank you.